I'm puppy sitting, so I don't have my microphone today, but we got Sochi here. And I got psychic messages for you. Maybe you. Let me know in the comments if it resonates. But if it doesn't, just leave it behind for the people whom it's meant for. Okay? So there's something about a chalet. This is all metaphorical. It's like dream language, okay? Or maybe actual chalet. 24-hour security. Numerical coding 6654. So that's kind of like the root 66. The earthly balanced change to a foundation, number 4. Then 1548, having the union within, to the 5, 5-pointed star, all the elements, to the solid foundation, to the 8-pointed star of all possibilities, Venus's star. The octave, 1515 is like the devil. The devil's Capricorn. The devil is attachment. The fire is not lit yet at the chalet. The jacuzzi has no water, no entry sign. There's a strong man's arm that I saw very clearly the other day on the right side. And you have to decide if you can hold your own, if you want that. Otherwise, you might be taken down by an attachment. So this is a calling to, you know, if you're always following your heart, use some logic at this time. If you're always going by logic, use your heart. You know, this is karma time. So a lot of tests. Have you grown? Or are you going to do the same thing again and again and again? Have boundaries. Communicate. Something about twin church towers and Dave Chappelle, the chapel church, and baby in a stroller. 2-month-old kitten, white one, blue eyes. Really good omen. Kitten on the shoulder, the left shoulder of a guy with some tattoos. It's like big guy, little kitten, 2 months old, and he's taking her home. There's a hammam, something about a hammam, steam room, chicken broth. So it's like something's getting steamy. You know, this is all talking lust, but also like that could go to marriage, or it could go to attachment. It could go, which way do you think it's going to go, Smokey? Do you know? Depends on the person, he says. Sochi, what do you think? She's deep in meditation. Breathe. Practice. Maybe go to a steam room. You know, steam out those demons. Practice heat retention power and breathe. And then I opened a book for bibliomancy. Margaret Atwood, The Blind Assassin. And I opened it randomly to this page. And I pre-read it. I'm going to read a couple pages. And it's interesting. Buttons. When it says buttons, I think of monitoring spirits. You know, everything is metaphorical when you're doing bibliomancy. Going underwater, it's going deep in the emotions, in the depths, hidden. You know, the 8 points come up, which is the 8-pointed star reference. A counterattack, like the Sally that we talked about the other day, which is like a counter ambush. Resistance. Men. Okay, so I'm going to read it. Keep an eye out, not for thieves, but for agitators. Nests of foreign reds whispering together like rats in straw, 6 to a bed, no doubt, sharing their women, incubating their warped, intricate plots. Emma Goldman, exiled from the States, is said to live somewhere nearby. Blood on the sidewalk, a man with a bucket and brush. She steps fastidiously around the wet pink puddle. It's a region of kosher butchers, also of tailors, of wholesome furriers, and sweatshops, no doubt. Rows of immigrant women hunched over machines, their lungs filling with lint. The clothes on your back come off someone else's, he'd said to her once. Yes, she replied lightly, but I look better in them. She added with some anger, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Do you seriously think I have any power? She stops at the greengrocer's, buys 3 apples. Not very good apples, last season's. Their skin softly wrinkling, but she feels she needs a peace offering of some kind. The woman takes one of the apples away from her, points out a punky brown spot, substitutes a better apple. All this without speaking, meaningful nods, gap-toothed smiles. Men in long black coats, wide black hats, small, quick-eyed women. Shawls, long skirts, broken verbs. They don't look directly at you, but they don't miss much. She is conspicuous, a giantess. Her legs right out in the open. Oh yes, something about long white legs was also coming in. I forgot to write it down. So this is a double confirmation. Like tall, long legs out in the open. Here's the button store. So button, monitor buttons, monitor eyes. So, you know, when you see it, they have no more power over you. Because you take your power back. This is what the bibliomancy is referring to, I believe. Taking the power back. So here's the button store, just where he said. She stops a moment to look in the window. Fancy buttons, satin ribbons, braid, rickrack, sequins. Raw material for the dreamland objectives of fashion copy. Someone's fingers right around here must have sewn the ermine trim on her white chiffon evening cape, the contrast of fragile and rank animal pelt. That's what appeals to the gentleman. Delicate flesh, then the shrubbery. His new room is above a baker's. Around to the side, up the stairs, in a haze of a smell she likes. But dense, overpowering, yeast fermenting. Going straight to her head like warm helium. She hasn't seen him for too long. Why has she kept away? He's there. He opens the door. I brought you some apples, she says. Oh yes, for smells, also the smell of sulfur has been coming up. That's like farts, eggs. It's the smell of alchemy, or dark energy transmuting. And something about boogers, or maybe someone picking their nose with digging for gold. There's a gold sky, so it's all metaphorical. So I bought you some apples, she says. After a while, the objects of this world take shape around her once more. There's this typewriter, precarious on the tiny washstand. The blue suitcase is beside it, topped with a displaced wash basin. Shirt crumpled on the floor. Why is it that tumbled cloth always signifies desire? Yeah, also linen. Linens have been coming up, like sheets. So desire, the devil, attachment. With its wrenched, impetuous forms, the flames in paintings look like that, like orange fabric, hurled and flung. They lie in the bed, an enormous carved mahogany structure that almost fills the room. Wedding furniture once, from far away, meant to last a lifetime. Lifetime. What a stupid word it seems right now. Durability. How useless. She cuts an apple up with his pocket knife, feeds him segments. If I didn't know better, I think you were trying to seduce me. No, I'm just keeping you alive. I'm fattening you up to eat later. That's a perverse thought, young lady. Yes, it's yours. Don't tell me you've forgotten the dead women with azure hair and eyes like snake-filled pits. They'd have you for breakfast. Only if permitted. He reaches for her again. Where have you been keeping yourself? It's been weeks. Yes. Wait, I need to tell you something. Is it urgent, he says? Yes. Not really. No. The sun declines. The shadows of the curtains move across the bed. Voices on the street outside, unknown languages. I will always remember this, she tells herself. Then, why am I thinking about memory? It's not then yet, it's now. It's not over. You see how, I love how Margaret Atwood points this out. People don't even notice, usually, that they are not being present. At least this character notices there. It's not then yet. It's like people's comfort zones are usually in the past or the future. Try to stay present. And here, I need to tell you something. Is it urgent? Yes, not really. No, he just wants to get his sausage in. No talking, you know, communication comes first. Okay, who am I to judge? I haven't read the book, and maybe that's just their relationship. I don't know. But it seemed like she really wanted to talk. So this is bibliomancy, not a, judgment on a book or anything. I've thought out the story, she says. I've thought out the next part of it. Oh, you've got your own ideas? I've always had my own ideas. Okay, let's hear them, he says, grinning. All right, she says. The last we knew, the girl and the blind man were taken off to see the servant of rejoicing, leader of the barbarian invaders called the people of desolation, because the two of them were suspected of being divine messengers. Correct me if I'm wrong. You really pay attention to this stuff, he says wonderingly. You really remember it? Of course I do. I remember every word you say. They arrive at the barbarian camp, and the blind assassin tells the servant of rejoicing he has a message for him from the invincible one. Only it must be delivered in private, with just the girl there. That's because he doesn't want to let her out of his sight. He can't see. He's blind, remember? You know what I mean. So the servant of rejoicing says, that's fine. He wouldn't say that's fine. He'd make a speech. I can't do those parts. The three of them go into a tent apart from the others, and the assassin says, here's the plan. He will tell them how to get into the city of Sakiel Norn without any siege or loss of life. I mean, their lives. They should send a couple of men. He'll give them the password for the gate. He knows the passwords, remember? And once they're inside, these men should go to the canal and float a rope down it under the archway. They should tie the end of it to something or other, a stone pillar or something. And then at night, so this pillar, the stone pillar is a pillar of morals and pillar of God, and then a group of soldiers can pull themselves into the city hand by the rope underwater and overpower the guard and open all 8 of the gates. And then, bingo. So that's when you get the 8, you're already between 8 and 9. 414. So talking about opening the gates here, the rope is a line, because these are soldiers fighting for us. So these are like, we have armies on the astral, under the archway. Okay, so like we're above the archway. We're going north. Sakiel Norm. Did you like the story? So let me know in the comments if it resonated, and if it didn't, leave it behind for the people whom it's meant for. Have a good night, or day, or afternoon.